Where am I?
Hey, since you happen to be around, I just wondered, do you know anything about IH 806 tractors? Kind of a messy guy. I really don't know what I'm doing.
Maybe a little bit, but where am I?
Well, you're in Michigan.
Michigan?
Yes, sir.
Looks pretty much the same as New York. Red barns, cloudy skies. Joe, let's go in and see what you got.
Yeah, sure thing. So as you may know, I picked up this 806 here a couple months back with just a tremendous amount of carnage and some problems and stuff. So then I bought another one with the equal amount of troubles, but different troubles, thinking that maybe I could make two into one.
You are on Just a Few Acres Farm channel, but I'm not at Just a Few Acres Farm. I'm at JT's Barn and Grill, and this is JT.
Hi, your buddy.
And I saw on Joe's channel that he was starting to mess with these, which I really enjoyed messing with too, so I got a hold of them, and well, here we are. Mm-hmm. And we've got a tall order for a couple of videos here. We're gonna make all this plus a front end that's outside into a running, driving tractor.
Fingers crossed.
We do have a plan, and it starts with taking off the PTO unit.
Yep.
Because this rear end's had some issues. I need a pair of side cutters. Soda or pop?
We're pop around here.
I see that. Dinner or supper?
50-50. Okay, ready? Yep. There.
Let's see what we got in here. That's the drive shaft for the PTO.
Yep.
That looks all right.
Looks good.
There's nothing big in there, just sludge in the bottom.
Right. That's good. That's a good sign.
Yeah. So if we look at the first tractor that Joe brought in, this is where the remote pump sits in the 3-point hitch pump. The drive gear for that is fine. The shaft that drives it to come out of here was taken off. The gear that drives the MCV pump here is completely wallered. There's no teeth points left on it. And this gear that goes in the very front of that case and drives the live power shaft, it meshes with the gear coming off of the clutch here. Well, you can see that something real dramatic happened to it.
I would say yes.
Something seized up, I would guess, and busted everything. So I think our plan is to use that original rear end and transmission as what is our tractor, and then this is a donor that will take some parts off. Joe got this rear end from a local farmer who had the engine blow a bunch of times and wound up selling or scrapping the engine in this. But it's got the parts that we need for the most part to put that back together. We'll call this number 2.
Number 2.
Okay, so we don't confuse people. On number 2, we got to take this drive gear for the live power, which is this right here, connect to a gear out, and first got to pull this clutch yoke.
There's one.
Nice. Does it take a lot of editing to make G-rated videos?
Sometimes. There we go. There's that.
That's the drive gear that goes down to the lower shaft and all the way back to the PTO and the hydraulic pump back there.
Looks a lot better than the one in number 1.
It does. It's got somewhere, but we're just decided we're kind of live with those sorts of things for this job.
There.
Yep.
I almost never use this, Pete, because I got my forklift, so.
Oh, I want to see the little forker come out for action.
Oh, she'll make her appearance. There.
He's loose. She's got a couple alignment dowels in there, so it's got to come off fairly straight.
Push back to beyond those. There it goes.
Ah.
Ready?
Yep. She's just got it takes a bit to get her off the gear.
Oh, yep, I see that it's pushing, the shaft is pushing through. There we go. There. Look at that.
This is a shaft we're after right here. Well, that's carrier. What is it catching on? So the INT manual says to just bump it out from the rear. Go ahead and go.
All right. Ready?
Yep. Once there. All right.
That worked good.
The only thing holding it together was this is the pump drive gear in the back, and it's just an interference fit for the final half inch or so, and just had to be bumped out of that.
The engine brake, or excuse me, the transmission brake is in this, if I'm not mistaken, isn't it?
Yep, it's that bump. Yep.
There.
We gotta get this front drive gear out of here.
There.
That's not better than the other one.
Yeah, it is.
Now this shaft, which came out of number 2 over there, goes in here, and we gotta get it back onto the gear in back that drives the hydraulic pump. And then we can start building this thing back up.
Yeah. This has the gear in it.
Yeah, you're gonna have to lift the gear onto
gotcha.
the shaft, and then we'll have to somehow bump it onto the interference fit.
Yep, okay, perfect.
On the gear?
Yep.
Look at this, this is an air-powered, compressed air-powered parts washer. I don't think I've ever seen one before.
No? It's nice too, because you can
Oh, change how...
adjust how much you want it to fling, so.
We got this shaft in that goes to the hydraulic pump in the back. And we're getting ready to put the middle section on transmission here. This is a very important O-ring here. This is a suction tube that comes from the oil filter, the transmission filter in back, and goes up to the MCV pump, so it'll suck air if you don't have a good seal. Oh!
Back up just a tick.
Oh, you're good. Before we get too far, we'll slide that gear in. We forgot we gotta swap the parts over that we took out of the other rear transmission, whatever.
Slide. Okay, we got
Bolts?
bolts.
I had them over here somewhere. I had a whole pile of them.
Yeah, that'll work. Just give him a couple of ugga-duggas.
Sure. This is the gear that drives the MCV pump. The shaft we put on first slides through it, so it's got a
A little bit higher.
taper bearing that sits in that cone.
Oh, there we go. Got it.
Now you gotta hold it in there where we put the
So we
shaft
push the
through
shaft
and
through.
get it aligned with the splines in the middle of the gear.
Easy peasy.
Just gotta come back so I can start that shaft into it. Coming here. There we go. Let me get it started.
Okay.
Yep.
There it goes.
There. Hey, we're on. Now this transmission top shaft's got to go into the roller bearing. Oh. Oh. We're there.
How about that?
Good job. Put a bolt in here before she decides to. It's been a long time since this was together, right?
Yeah.
Well, you put it in to roll it out, roll it in the
It's been a
shop.
long time since it's been together correctly.
Yeah.
Put it that way. Look at there.
I can put the clutch throwout back together.
Went on that way, correct?
Yep. You got some witness marks or something to line up? I think I see one
Well,
right.
I can put this on here and see where we're at.
Oh, yeah, on the snap ring.
on it, yep.
Yeah, this is the rod that goes down to the transmission brake. Off the clutch.
Send them home. Okay, that looks like it'll work.
Awesome. Next we got to put the rear hydraulic pump on, and it's easier to line everything up if you pull the filter out and you can see through the housing. Hey, it's got an IH filter in it.
How about that?
That's been in there a while. It's got the old logo on it and everything.
Got it.
This is sort of a relief screen bypass. Inside the filter housing here, this is, I don't know, I call this a jumper tube. This little tube is the suction inlet for the rear hydraulic pump. You can see where it goes. I've set the hydraulic pump in back there, and it's easier to pull this out, put the hydraulic pump in, and then put the jumper tube in from this side.
Boy, that's a son of a gun, isn't it?
Yeah. Put a pair of channel locks on the shirt, or you got it tight enough?
Yeah, I think it's tight enough.
Okay. Now this pump's a whole lot easier to set in because you don't have to line this up with that little tube.
Right, all I got to do is get
The gear.
the gears set in and make sure the O-ring doesn't fall out. That seemed like it went really well.
I agree. It only took us, what, 5 minutes?
Yeah.
In YouTube time.
Yes. Yeah, YouTube time's always my favorite.
All right. For some reason, this side of the jumper tube at the filter housing was missing its O-ring. We'll stick that in there. You should be good to go. We've been at this all day, and we've run out a couple times for parts, and I think the way we're going to finish up today is to put the steering pedestal back on. And then we'll probably put the front end,
Yeah.
the engine and such,
Yep.
back on, I think, after that. But there's still ways to go, the MCV and PTO unit, yeah. That steering pedestal, it's got two sides that go on here and bolt on. This is the speed transmission shaft, same as on my 7 and 856, even though this is an 806. And then this is just a blind end for the other shifter shaft. It's got a linkage that goes to this paddle here. And different from the 56 series, if you go down inside the cover here, there's a toothed plate, just like there is in the speed transmission, with 4 stops on it. So you've got reverse all the way, then neutral, and then low, and then high, all on one paddle instead of 2 paddles. And you'll see the shifters are different too when we get the pedestal on. This is the steering pedestal off of number 2.
Something like this, you think?
That looks sketchy enough to me.
That's good enough.
Maybe if we hook it tighter, it'll be less likely to come off. Nice.
She didn't fall.
No, it didn't fall back on the ground, so. Yep. Oh, wait a second. Is that one in? Yeah, it's in.
Yep.
Yeah, we're good.
Okay. Come down. There it is.
Yeah. The Eagle has landed.
Yes.
This is a lot easier with 2 people.
Boy, I'll say. It was hard enough with 1 people to get it off. Tell you what, if I lived a little closer or vice versa, we'd maybe have to team up a little more often to do this stuff.
That's right.
We'd probably get almost twice as much done. Boy, Pete, that's the most together I've seen this tractor.
Yeah, does it shift?
Oh, yeah. We got to
Put the linkage on, yeah. Does the speed shift? Oh, we don't have the pins in yet.
We gotta put the pins in.
Yeah. More of these got bolts in them than spring pins, than probably not.
Okay,
It works.
We're shifting gears. Well, that's good. Now we've got to hook the linkage up for
The range, yeah.
this one.
That one's welded too. Both these got welded on top. I guess that's a way to take play out of them.
Yep.
We're all the, let's see, let's get this paddle here all the way. That should be reverse. That, yeah, that lever should be all the way down.
Yeah, I got just a hair play. But...
Yeah, good. And I don't know, did these have pins in them or bolts?
Yep, I got one here.
We need to swap the bolt around on the speed.
Let's see if that'll work before we get...
Sure.
Okay, so that. Just does it. Kind of guide it right down in there, you think?
Yep. It's a lot easier to take the top cover off so you can see. Reach in there and you got the collar on?
Yep.
Okay.
Oh, just
Yeah.
it's nice and easy. Look at that.
Joe's putting the bolts in the PTO unit. We run into a problem here. Let me get this light right. This is the counter shaft down here. This shaft in the middle here is the one we pulled out of number 2 and put in here. And we've got end play issues. We've got the cup of the bearing shoved all the way back in here. Really, this should be proud of this plate a little bit. And then normally on the cover here, you would have shims like this so that this bearing will actually be proud of this a little bit. And we've been scratching our head. You can't have that forward and backward play like we get when the shell's out here, or else this shaft's going to run loose and we'll have all kinds of problems. So we pulled the hydraulic pump, the rear pump, back off, and up in here at the bearing, or at the drive gear, that silver sleeve that's poking out the back of the case on the left hand side, that's the bearing carrier for that shaft, and it shouldn't be way out like that. It should be flush with the case. See, on number 2 here, if you look up in there, the gear's gone, but that bearing carrier is flush. It's not poking out. So there's something that holds that bearing carrier forward, and we think it's this. Joe pulled this out of the case when he first removed the rear pump, and this looks a heck of a lot like the clip that holds that bearing carrier forward in this range transmission case. So we're going to have to open it up and see if it's missing. One step forward, 2 steps back. I think it may be
a common story with this tractor.
Yeah. I think it might be easiest to get at that counter shaft, the lower shaft through here, with this side plate, which is meant to access the reverse shaft, the idler. That'll work.
That'll work.
You know what? We ain't gonna be able to do squat through here.
Oh dear.
The gear's in the way. That ain't gonna work. I can't see a darn thing.
Trying to scooch out in there.
There you go.
There we go.
Now the race is proud of the, yeah.
Alright, so.
Can you see a slot? Yeah.
Yeah, you want the good news or the bad news?
What's it? This is very bad news. The lower shaft, the counter shaft, is behind these gears. You can just see the bearing carrier where it goes through the rear case. Where'd that screwdriver go? Here it is. It's right back in there, and there's pieces off the end of it. And that explains the whole rest of the mystery with this tractor, because these pieces that Joe took out of the rear end when he first opened this up, that's what came off of that bearing carrier. And when they came off, this retainer clip was able to work loose and fall off. And so the only way to fix that is to pull the guts out of the transmission and swap what we got from number 2 in there. This is number 2. We're going to try seeing if we can come up with a creative way to get that rear bearing carrier out.
Creative way to get that bolt out.
Oh. She came up.
There we go.
This is that rail slide. Yeah.
Nice work.
Collar.
Collar.
Lock plate. Roller bearing. Looks like that's interference fit. We're winging it here, hoping that we can slide this top shaft gear set forward enough to get it what we need to salvage off of number 2 here. Oh, that's just the cage. This is not the way the manuals say to do it, that's for sure.
That didn't work.
The book always says bump.
Right.
Like, you know, it's just going to
Yeah.
come right out. It should come out, though.
There.
Whammo.
There's that problem solved
Now,
somewhat.
if the plan holds, these should come out.
Yes.
That's got 2 needle bearings on it.
About that.
Something fell, rattled down
Yeah,
in
just
there.
a spacer.
Another 2 needle bearings. That's stout.
Yeah, it is.
Now we can see it on number 2 here. There's that horseshoe clip, and there's that flange that busted off. Number 1.
Yep.
Is that what we're calling that?
We'll call that Mr. Number 1.
I don't know. I'm starting to call it PETA.
I think what I'm trying to do is spin it around
There,
so I
yep.
get to the hook and then hook it right in, if that's possible. Think of what let's say, maybe not the best, but the easiest, or maybe not the easiest, but the best way.
Or is there, it's a horseshoe, so it's got a pull tab in the middle of it.
Yep, that's what I'm trying to.
Right there.
Oh, yeah.
See, it's coming up.
So if I could.
Snap
There's
ring.
that clip that we needed, and I think if I just.
Ah!
It's got a pin in it, so we got to be careful where that.
Oh, keep it from
Okay,
turning.
it just looks like it just is on that side of the case. So
Okay.
no big deal.
Whoops, there goes the bearing. That's the piece that broke off there, that ear on
Yep.
the other one.
And that'll hold us right where we need to be, and
And now we have a process
now we have a process.
without having to. The I&T manual said you got to take top off, pull the top shaft off, pull the differential out, pull an axle off, do all this stuff, and well, we found a quick way.
Yeah. Wonder why they give us all those unnecessary. I wonder if the IH guys were working for book time back in the day, and they could book 9 hours for this job that took us 45 minutes.
Yep.
That dog wants to stay upright.
I can't tell yet. I think so. Hey.
Good deal.
The reason we had to do that is because we got to get that shaft off the pump gear to put the bearing carrier.
If I can get these on a way that's gonna do us some good. Get it. There we go. Pete, that worked out so well.
Worth the investment.
Yes. Paid for itself the first time we used it.
This is that bearing carrier. See, yeah, that was the source of those parts.
Yep.
But now we have a replacement one, which is right here, along with taper bearing, or at least one of them. The other one is pressed onto that shaft there. So we think we can work it in through the back, because Joe's got lady fingers.
Oh, yeah, sure.
It's just like surgery.
Yeah.
Joe's working that collar or that bearing carrier in from the back through the pump cover. And then the snap ring's got to go on it. There's a pin, there's a little dowel that sticks out right here that's got to be lined up.
There it is.
Joe managed to work that carrier in. It's the silver thing that's back in there. Let me see if I can, it's that silver ring. And it's back flush where it should be. And then if you come forward into the range transmission case, boy, it's so hard to see, but you can just barely see where the snap ring fits onto it. I'm trying to get a good shot right in the middle of that shot. And he thinks he can work his hands out or up and under. There's a drain back hole right here that you can get your hand in, come forward and snap it on. I don't know.
We're gonna try it. If it don't work, I guess we can do like we did on the other.
Yeah, pull this
Pull the reverse
shaft
gear
out, and
But
now that we got a slide hammer, that'll be easy.
That might be the way to go.
It's like doing laparoscopic surgery.
Pretty much.
A few little holes.
Let me think about it, regroup for a second.
Warm your hands up.
Yep. I just don't want to cut my finger off because I'm sure I always think that sharp. The problem is you got to get it opened up enough to
Get started,
over
yeah.
that whole thing. And I can get it about halfway there pretty easily. It's the second half that gets me.
Joe got the clip on. This minor miracle.
That's my powerful
Ladies.
hands. My powerful lady fingers.
And so now we can just slide the gear on.
Pull it back a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay, so come through slow. Okay.
Yeah.
One more left tap, just a little one. We're home. She's there. Whew.
Down,
Down a little.
Yeah.
Coming right into home there. So.
There it went.
Went good.
Yeah.
Good.
Now we got the opposite situation. That's the O-ring. That's the cup, and it's proud of that. And so originally he would shim to get the right preload on the bearing. You've got a pair of cone bearings, but the other opposite cone bearing is way in the back end of the tractor on the other end of the shaft. So we'll put this together and kind of check the feel of it to make sure we got the not too much preload and no wiggle. It's not that bad. Let's see, that's all right.
Yeah.
We got a little bit of preload. She'll loosen up a
It'll
little
wear
bit.
in, I'm sure.
Yeah. Just make sure we get these down.
Oh, that doesn't feel bad at all.
Good. This was a day and a half's work for us.
Yeah.
And we had to take things back apart and put them back together, but we learned a whole lot.
Definitely. Yeah. I now know more about this tractor and the guts and how everything works. And I'm very comfortable with that now. So I feel good about everything I know about this. And
Yeah.
if I were to get another one with the same problems, I know exactly what to look for now.
Yep. And we have a really good theory about what shelled it, what broke everything. It was on PTO something, silage blower or something like that, and something probably some big shock ran through the tractor, brought it to a dead stop. I don't know, rocking the silage blower or bearing went and the thing seized up, and it stripped the teeth off of these gears, and it broke that bearing carrier, just that shock load. But it really feels good to know for sure where all those pieces came
Yeah,
from.
all the pieces I found in the rear end, we now have a home for.
Yep.
We know what caused it.
Yeah.
There's no more pieces.
That's right. Yeah. And everything turns smooth just as it should. And
Yep.
so we're pretty confident. The next step is to bring the front half in, mate it up with clutch and go from there. And so now I'm going to turn it over to Joe, and it's going to move to his channel. And probably in a few days from when this video comes out, you'll see Joe and I working together again on his channel.
Right on.
And please subscribe to Joe's channel because it's a great channel and I think it's going places.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Very nice. I'm so glad you could come here and give me a little direction with this. Boy, and that I've never had another person to work with, so that made it a lot easier too.
It did. Yeah. Well, we hope you enjoyed this video. I don't think there's going to be a skit at the end like you do.
No, we'll save that for mine.
Okay. We'll see you soon.
See you guys.